To all the people of New Orleans who are grieving today, I want you to know I grieve with you. Our nation grieves with you. We're going to stand with you as you mourn and as you heal in the weeks to come.
I wish I understood better why bad things happen to good people. For those people who don't believe in objective evil, all you have to do is look at what happened in our city early this morning.
Good evening, I'm Chris Thomas. We do thank you for joining us, and we start tonight with breaking news in New Orleans. A man drove a pickup truck into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street, killing at least 15 people. It's now being investigated as a terror attack. Take a look. More than 30 people have been hurt in this case. The FBI is investigating, and the 42-year-old driver is dead after he was shot by police. President Biden spoke to the nation just moments ago, and he says the suspect posted video online before the attack indicating he was inspired by ISIS. Here's the latest on the case.
New Orleans' famed Bourbon Street, now a crime scene as the FBI investigates what they are calling a terror attack on New Year's Day. Federal officials identifying the suspect as 42-year-old Shamsuddin Jabbar, a U.S.-born citizen from Texas and an Army veteran. Police say he rammed a rented pickup truck into a crowd of people on Bourbon Street just after 3 a.m., driving 3 blocks before crashing, then getting out and firing at police with an assault rifle. Officials say 2 officers were hurt before police shot and killed the suspect. Witnesses described the scene as gruesome.
What we saw was insanity. I mean, something out of a movie. The graphic nature of it, and it was unbelievable.
Investigators say they found an ISIS flag, weapons, and improvised explosive devices inside the truck. They're now working to determine whether he had any affiliations with terrorist organizations. The FBI says they also discovered more IEDs planted around the area in the historic French Quarter, some of which were deemed viable, according to sources.
As of now, 2 IEDs have been found and rendered safe. We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
Officials also questioned about whether barricades were up along Bourbon Street.
This particular terrorist drove around onto the sidewalk and got around the hard target, where he did have a car there, we had barriers there, we had officers there, and they still got around.
Now, because of the deadly attack in New Orleans today, the Sugar Bowl that was scheduled to take place tonight is postponed until tomorrow. And keep in mind, the Super Bowl is also taking place in New Orleans, and today the host committee addressed safety concerns for the event on February 9th. They said in part, quote, security is a priority for the Greater New Orleans Sports Foundation, the NFL, the New Orleans Saints, the state of Louisiana, and the city of New Orleans. We have been working with our public safety partners and the NFL for more than 2 years on comprehensive security plans for the 2025 Super Bowl. These discussions and plans will continue in the coming days and weeks ahead. Our focus right now is on our neighbors, friends, and visitors. Meanwhile, Governor Gavin Newsom also released a statement today calling for everyone to stay alert. He says, quote, while there are currently no credible threats directed at California events, Cal OES urges all Californians to remain vigilant while attending public events today. And Melania Trump also just released a statement on X saying, quote, the incidents of violence that have impacted our communities are deeply concerning. The brutality must stop. My heartfelt thoughts and prayers are with the families who are experiencing such profound grief and loss. This all comes more than a week after a man drove his car into a Christmas market in Germany. He killed 5 people in that attack, and officials here in the U.S. say they increased safety measures in response. But weeks before that happened, the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security warned law enforcement across the nation that driving cars into crowds was a key area of concern, and they needed to prepare, saying we remain concerned about the use of vehicle ramming against high-profile outdoor events.
Any person hell-bent on causing harm who's willing to drive a vehicle into a crowd and then open fire on that crowd and on officers, that person's hell-bent on doing what they were going to do.
Police across the nation say they're concerned and focused on possible copycat attacks. They plan to increase security for upcoming events, including the inauguration of former President Donald Trump. Meanwhile, we have been live in New Orleans since 7 a.m. this morning on the ABC 10 Plus streaming app. Tonight on the home screen, you can watch full news conference updates. The ABC 10 Plus streaming app is free to download on Roku, Amazon Fire TV, or wherever you stream.